Hey everybody! Welcome back to Big Hair Gaming. We're here with another video covering our favorite game, Last War. And today's topic, we're talking about the Ammo Bonanza event, and as well as the Bullseye loot event. I tend to call them both by the Ammo Bonanza name because that's where you get the ammo to actually play the game. And also I just think it's a more fun name, so I tend to go with that. But yeah, this event is one of my favorites. One, because you can pick the rewards that you want and get what you need, but also because like these little kind of like mini games like this style kind of remind me of stuff I grew up playing in other little games like the humongous style humongous computer games, which is like Backyard Sports, Putt Putt, Pajama Sam, Freddy Fish, like where they had these little mini games in there that always seem to resonate with me. So whoever's in control of like psychological manipulation over at Last War is working. But yeah, we're going to go over this event from top to bottom, go over everything. So if this is your first time seeing this, we're going to break it down and explain what's going on, how do you win, what do you need to do in order to succeed. So first off, what's going on with this game? Basically, it's a seek and find game that's going to appear for about 5 days at a time, where you're going to accumulate ammo, and you're going to spend that ammo on making guesses on the game board to try and find the top prize on the board. So the smaller prizes you can get from what you see here, you can get a little bit of synthetic resin, you can get some dielectric ceramic, some upgrade ore, and a little bit of coin and some speed ups type stuff. But you're going to be aiming for the big prize, which you get to choose, and that's either going to be 2,500 upgrade ore, 80 dielectric ceramic, or 10 epic level tied resource choice chests. But make sure you stick around to the end of the video so that you know how to get the best prizes. Now for myself, early on in the game, when this first came up for me, I went for the 80 dielectric ceramic just because it was a really easy and free way to get it. You need it as an ingredient to make the legendary weapons for each of your heroes, and each hero needs 4 of them, and you got to at least populate like a full team of them, so you're going to need quite a few. But nowadays, I find that I'm going largely for upgrade ore, just because that's the main thing that I need. I don't really need dielectric ceramic. I have a ton of it. And the resource choice chests, there are a whole bunch of other ways in the game to get those. So for me, at this point in the game, the upgrade ore makes the most sense, and that's what I go for. And I'll demonstrate like what that really looks like and why I do that. And the reason being is that if you go check out some of the other gear that you can generate, in order for you to prestige gear beyond level 40 and get it up to the level that you can produce a mythic level gear piece, like you're going to need to spend like tons and tons of the upgrade ore. Just getting up from one notch towards the next node is going to cost me 27,500, and then the next one's going to cost a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. So you see, even though I have 350,000 stored up, it's very easy to burn through that rapidly. So the more upgrade ore you have is definitely going to be the better off you're going to be. Now, real quick, I want to take a moment to say that if you're finding the video is valuable and it's helping you out, to please like, subscribe, and share the video with your alliance. And also feel free to drop a comment down below, even if it's just thanks for the video, because all of that engagement seriously does help out my channel, and I really do truly appreciate it. But with that, I want to jump on back in and we'll get back to it. So next up, we're going to dig into the benchmark prizes and the main event. So what's going on with that? So we're going to jump back into our page here. So every level that you complete is going to increase this level gauge that you have here. And at certain benchmarks, you're going to get some extra prizes that you'll be able to get as you just continue to play the game and get your rewards and do all that sorts of stuff. So at level 5 and level 10, you're going to have access to get some upgrade ore, some additional upgrade ore. Then as you mosey along to level 20, you're going to get the upgrade ore lucky chests. And basically what this does is that you use it and you'll get a random amount of upgrade ore between 1,000 and 10,000 with decreasing probability depending upon how much more that you're going to get. And then after that, you have a couple more benchmarks at level 30, level 40, level 60, and level 80. And now each of these is going to give you a gear boost choice chest. And this is something that I have not seen anywhere else in the game, so I think this might be the only way for you to get it. If you have seen another way to get this, feel free to drop a comment down below, or if you also just never seen it before, like at all, also let me know. But what you get from these is that you can get a gear blueprint, some dielectric ceramic, or some upgrade ore. In this case, for your gear boost choice chest, because it's so rare, I do not recommend, even if you need dielectric ceramic, do not get dielectric ceramic from your gear boost choice chest, just because like the gear blueprint is just so much more valuable than 100 ceramic. Just don't do the ceramic. You can get ceramic other ways, even through this event, but just don't pick the ceramic. If you need to upgrade, or if you really need it, you could pick it, I guess, but go for that blueprint. It's by far the most valuable thing from the chest. But yeah, you can get those at each of those other benchmarks. And then finally, at the top level, you can get 10 of the mythic blueprints. Now, the mythic blueprints are what you need in order to prestige a single piece of gear up to the what would be the 5th prestige level, or its maximum power level, which also grants you some additional buffs. I've got another video talking about gear that I'll probably link down in the comments. Feel free to check that out if you want more details. But you do, in order to get mythic weapons or armor or whatever, you need to have mythic blueprints. Otherwise, level 4 prestige for a piece of gear is the highest that you can go. So this is why these red blueprints, these mythic blueprints, are some of the most coveted ones in the game that you can get. But we'll talk about like the strategy towards getting that mythic blueprint, because you're probably looking at this and you're like, how am I supposed to get 100 levels of this within 5 days? But we'll go into that. But first, we're going to dig into how do you actually get ammo, and that part comes from the Ammo Bonanza event. So you can get a lot of the ammo just for free, just from playing the game. So you can make 5 Alliance donations, and that'll give you 4 ammo. You should be doing that anyway, because your Alliance donations are going to increase your Alliance tech. You can complete 1 radar task, which again, you should be doing anyway. That's going to give you 4 more. You can train 300 units. You should be doing that anyway. That's going to give you another 4. And the last thing you can do is you can buy any pack in the store, which will give you 6 more. But so for the first 3, that's just 12 ammo per day without paying anything. Now, one thing you can do is, I believe that you can buy the $1 pack, and that should be enough to satisfy the requirement to get the other 6 points, or the other 6 ammo for buying any pack in the store. However, what I would actually recommend is, if you're going to buy something, then I would say go for the daily sale ammo pack, because one, this is the best value ammo pack that you can get, but also it furthers your objective of trying to get more ammo, so you can get to that level 100 benchmark. But if you do all those things, if you buy the $5 pack and you do all the other stuff that's in here, that'll give you 28 ammo per day, which is pretty good. So next we're going to move into the strategy to get the big prize. So I teased a little bit earlier, like there's a method towards getting this. And like, yes, if you want to, you can just pay a bunch of money and then get like a whole bunch of ammo and then do it that way. But for me, I'm like, that's a big investment to get that. If you want to do it, feel free. But I have another strategy for you. So, now that we've gone over all the little details, the reason that you should care about all this stuff, aside from the decent resources that you can get, is that it's one of the very few events that you have where you can get red blueprints for free. And the reason that we're able to do that is because for this event, your ammo carries over from event to event. So, some events that are like the musical one that we recently covered, or like the Mario Party style ones where you move around the board, have all of the materials that you need to play the event, the tokens or what have you, will turn into speed ups after the event is over. However, this one doesn't. So this means that you can safely and comfortably hold on to all your ammo between events and then just save it up over time until you get to the target amount. Now, the target amount for this event that most people recommend is going to be 700 ammo. The reason being is because you figure that the average number of guesses that you'll need to clear a board is probably about 6, where you clear about half the board. And so you figure with six guesses will give you, per board, will probably give you 100 wins. So you would assume about 600 ammo. But if you assume that, like, sometimes you might need a little bit more, sometimes might need a little bit less. If you're a little bit on the unlucky side, you might need more than 600. So 700 ammo is a big enough buffer to account for any unluckiness, so that you'll definitely be able to get the mythic blueprints in this case. So, moving along to the next bit, estimates. So, if you're looking at the amount that I have 720 right now. It took me months of saving to get that much ammo. Sometimes I would buy the $5 pack, but like most of the time I wouldn't bother, just because it's such a long grind anyway that I'm just totally comfortable with just letting it take its time, and I'll get there when I get there. So by my estimate, it probably took me about 7 or 8 months of saving for me to arrive here, with some occasional purchases of buying, the $5 pack or what have you. But just here's some timelines that you can expect. So assuming that the event comes around once a month, and again, I don't have confirmation on that, but to me it feels right based off of how frequently I see it. You're going to get, if you do the 12 free ammo per day, which is all free to play, it'll take you about 12 months of saving in order to hit 700 ammo. If you do the 28 ammo per day, which is like you spend the $5 every day and you get the extra ammo, and you also get all the extra free stuff, so doing your donations, radar tasks, training units, everything, that'll give you 28 ammo per day, and it'll take you about 5 months of saving in order to hit 700 ammo. Now, obviously, like I said before, if you want to, you can just buy more ammo, and like that's a solution. But these are strategies that you can use whether you're free to play, you're a low spender, or a mid spender. Like, these are things that you can take advantage of that will eventually get you there. Like I said at the beginning of the video, you just gotta be patient. Now, next to last is that, as you can see, I also have 700 ammo. So I'm going to do like a little video of me going through this process. So if you want to check that out, that'll go up a little bit after this video. So feel free to take a peek down in the description. If it's out by the time this video comes out, then I'll just make a little card that'll pop up on the screen right about now. So you can feel free to check that out too. But that's pretty much everything about this event, and I'm going to bring this video to a close. As per usual, if you find it valuable, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and share the video with your alliance, because all that kind of engagement does help me out a whole bunch. And I also want to thank our channel members for supporting the channel. If you also enjoy the content that I produce and you want to help me out a little bit, feel free to hit the join button down below. You can help me out for about like $2 or $3 a month. I forget what the minimum thing is, but it's like $3 to $5, something like that. If you want to support, I have tons of guides and tips and tricks and all that sorts of stuff to help you pop off in the game and work with what you have. But lastly, I just want to say thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and I'll catch you in the next one.